UAE's only World Tour race comes to its penultimate stage, the final hit out for the sprinters today. 165 kilometers of racing as we arrive in the capital of Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi Cycling Club to Abu Dhabi Breakwater for the riders today. Opportunity perhaps to repeat what we saw on yesterday's stunning stage 5. Pan flat today, but it's in and around the islands that are peppered off the coast of Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a challenging stage for the riders as we work our way through Khalifa City and then on to Yas Island. Saadiyat Island also featuring, and various other destinations along the way. Key passage at Qasr Al Houn. And the final approach from the south to the north, concluding at Abu Dhabi Breakwater. Will it be a sprint finish? Has been, ever since this has been used as the finale for several years now of this event. Tim Merlier knows all about how to get to the finish line with the hands up on Abu Dhabi Breakwater. Managed to work the alchemy on behalf of Sadal Quickstep yesterday. Will he be able to do it again today? And as the sort of winding, twisting, slightly snake-like final kilometre. Absolutely pan flat today. It's the overpasses and bridges that provide only change in the elevation and then only briefly.
Yes, Fabio, we have seen you active in the echelons these past few days, also in the sprints when it was possible. What do you make of these past few days?
Yes, it was nice racing, fast. Yeah, 2 sprint opportunities passed. I think one time I was in the mix. Yesterday I was behind the crash. 7:50 to go, so not able to contest. And yeah, today is the final chance for the sprinters. Of course, we have split ambitions here with Oscar only also for the last stage and for the GC. So yeah, we're aiming for the sprint today, and then tomorrow we'll protect him.
Is Abu Dhabi Breakwater your favorite finale in the UAE Tour?
Any sprint stage here is a favorite, but yeah, it looks nice. We dive into 2-lane road, 2K to go, and I think from there on it's about the positioning and hitting, yeah, timing it right to the line, and it's a good sprint for me. So yeah, I look forward.
Matteo, your first podium in the World Tour yesterday. What do you make of it?
Yes, for sure I am very happy about yesterday. I tried to follow Merlier and Milan in the last K. It was a really chaotic final, and I did my best. One time I thought to win, but Merlier was too much strong for me.
It's your first year in the World Tour, but you have raced World Tour races before, including the UAE Tour. So you have sprinted in Breakwater before, and you made the top 10. What do you know about Breakwater?
Yes, I did already UAE Tour in 2022. I know the move of the World Tour races. It's more important the position in the final. For sure, today I will try again, and I don't understand the last part of the question that you asked me. You said me about World Tour race, UAE Tour, but I don't understand the last part.
Yeah, no, you know the Breakwater finish. You know the
Italiano.
Conosci il finale di
Okay. Sì. Yes, I know the last 2K of today, because I think it's the last 2K another stage I did in 2022, and also I checked the same stage of last year on YouTube. So I studied very good the last 2-3Ks for today.
Your new team, XDS Astana, seems to have a very good early season. Do you think this team can make you a winner?
Yes, for sure. We did a very good job during the winter. New sponsor, new mentality, new motivation, and at the moment the results are really good. We try to follow the same road, and I hope the next victory is really near.
Fourth yesterday, getting there?
Yeah, it was a pretty messy final yesterday. Super hectic, a few crashes. Lucky enough, we were all okay and we got through pretty safe. Fortunately, had a bit of work to do before the sprint, chasing that break, the gap back, but had some good legs in the final, so using that for confidence today.
Today, a classic of the UAE Tour, the finish at Abu Dhabi Breakwater. Do you like this one?
Yeah, it's a really fast finish, quite technical in the final with the corners, but yeah, it should be a good one. I think we really worked really well yesterday as a team, so hopefully we can do the same today and just have clean room to open up the sprint. We know how fast the finals are here, so it's all about positioning, and we'll give it a red hot crack today.
Are Jonathan Milan and Team Merlier beatable?
I think so. I mean, like, these sprints are really hard to get right, and I think as a lead-out team, we have one of the best here, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be up there contesting. And we showed yesterday with the speeders there, we just got to get there, for me, just make sure to get the right wheel and the right run.
This is your day. Not only you have won at Breakwater when it was still the Abu Dhabi Tour at the beginning of your career, but every time we go there, you make a top 10 or a top 3.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, like we say, I had good results on this sprint finish. Yeah, the last sprints, it didn't work so good for me. So yeah, it would be great to finish on a podium today.
Are you an underdog in the sprints now?
Generally, I wouldn't say. In this race, of course, other guys are much more favorites than me. But I'm always there, and on a good day, I can challenge them. And like I say, my goal is to finish on the podium.
How do you get organized for the sprint, with your team or without your team?
Yeah, with my team. We have a lot of young guys here. They also need to learn for the future, and yeah, we try to organize good. Yeah, but it's always difficult on these big roads to stay together. And yeah, I hope to be there with Daniel and Andrea in the final, and yeah, then like I say, to do a good sprint.
Second last year at Abu Dhabi Breakwater. Do you like this finale?
Yeah, I done it now 2 times, and yeah, it's I think it's a nice finale with a lot of space. So I think it's pretty nice finish. Also kind of dangerous, but like all the finishes in UAE, I think.
What would be the way for you to step up from last year?
Well, I think we should choose a side and ride as a group. Try to do a full lead out, and then I think I have a good shot of even doing better than last year.
It is definitely the favorite finale for Dutch women from the Women UAE Tour, but first Dutchman to win it would be you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm aiming for today.
Here's the scene at the start line today. A few riders battered and bruised after the difficulties of the crash. The crashes in the final few kilometers yesterday. Quite extraordinary to see the various entertainments for all the family at the start line today at the Al Hudayriyat Island at the cycling club there. 3 kilometers 0, no surprise. Usual suspects on the attack. The Solution Tech Vini Fantini squad sending no less than 3 riders clear of the field. Only 1 rider from the VF Group Bardiani CSF Faizane squad had the legs for it. It's the man sitting second in the intermediate sprints classification, Manuele Torozzi, joining up and including the trio from the Solution Tech Vini Fantini squad. Georgi Juric clear in the group. He has Christian Speragli and Carlos Samudio for company. It's the scene at the first sprint of the day, first of 2 intermediate sprints, and it was Juric in the black jersey. Had the legs, the strength, the endurance and the commitment to get that 8-point haul. Torozzi third across the line behind Samudio, so ultimately it means that Torozzi now finds himself 10 points in arrears. Final 800 meters ahead of the second and final intermediate sprint of the day, and it's the lead-out train for the Vini Fantini, Solution Tech Vini Fantini. Torozzi third in line here, and fourth in line is Juric, who's in that black jersey. Torozzi needs to beat the black jersey Juric in order to bring this effectively into a final day. This competition looking good at the moment for the black jersey. He's faster than Torozzi at the first sprint and took the maximum points. Torozzi only third is the man who's second in line here. Samudio took the second helping of points. Tarozzi shapes to go. Juric is going to take that dummy and go with that, and it looks as if he's gone on his pedals first, and Tarozzi's run out of breakfast, so it's going to be another 1-2 for that's absolutely beautifully converted for the Solution Tech Vini Fantini squad. A repeat of the finishing order of the top 4 of the first sprint of the day, and hand claps all round, because that was the perfect scenario. Tarozzi could only do third, and by our calculations, Tarozzi now finds himself level with Samudio in second position, fully 15 points behind. So mathematically possible for Tarozzi to do it tomorrow, but in reality, it's pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah, it was the same lineup as we had in the first sprint. So, you know, that was always going to say it's the same final we had in the end. So, although mathematically Samudio can still do that, because, you know, with 15 points advantage to the black jersey, you know, Solution Tech have got that wrapped up.
There's 16 points maximum out on the road tomorrow, and 15 points between first and joint second, basically, Tarozzi and Samudio. Well, Samudio is hardly likely to threaten that. Trouble.
It's already started. You know, we're started just under 9 kilometres to go, which is a long way out. It's a long way out. You can burn so many riders up, but one of the first teams that came up there was Tudor Pro Cycling in the black. And the reason why they came up is the reasons what we've been talking about. A little bit more pressure on it, because they haven't got any result. They haven't even been on the podium anywhere near it. So there's a bit more pressure on them. You just mentioned as well, Tim Merlier, he can afford to relax a little bit, but not on his laurels, because, you know, he wants to win. He's won the last 2 years here. He wants to do it a third time. Okay, he got his win yesterday. He can relax a little bit, but all these sprinters want to win. But a little bit more pressure on some of these teams to deliver. And Picnic, Post NL and Tudor Pro Cycling were 2 of the teams that were the first to start it.
Well, through the haze down there is 128 odd cyclists trying to see can they get to the line, or at least get their man to the line in perfect and prime position. The peloton about to overhaul the early break of the day. Their work is done, and you get a sense that this wind-up has started with a little bit more intensity. I wonder, is that informed by the fact that we saw that crash with 3.4 kilometers to go yesterday, and a couple of GC contenders implicated in that one. So the UAE Team Emirates squad putting riders on the front, trying to stretch this peloton thin, reduce the chances of a tumble, and Tadej Pogačar just peeking out, staying on the left-hand side of the road. It was the right-hand side of the picture. Has a couple of teammates close to the front to ensure that the pace is just high enough to reduce the risk.
Yeah, it looks as if it's Jay Vine that's on the front. You can see the Visma Lisa bike, they're just quite happy with this, so Jay Vine just ramp it up. The reason why Picnic, Post and Ella are there, because in third place is the Scott Oscar Onley, so the GC guys are kind of coming up. The sprinters teams, some of them came up towards the front and kind of started this, but you've got this big 3-lane highway pretty much in the same direction all the way into town, and with the way the wind is blowing, it kind of pushes riders over towards the kind of left-hand side. So the lead-outs haven't started, but the vying for position, the GC kind of battle has, Pogačar's moved up in the reds, the GC guys have all moved up. Now it's a bit too early for the sprinter teams to get involved.
Yeah, the Picnic Post NL squad, of course, it divided into 2 pods. They have sprinting options here today, and as you say, Oscar Onley very handily placed on general classification with hopes and dreams of a little bit more than his current 10th place overall tomorrow. Wants to stay safe all the way to the line. Mind you, Jakobsen's quite close to the front at the moment, so they've got their sprint lead outs not too far from the front. It's all getting a bit shouty in there. Spread wide across the road, 6.5 kilometers to go, and all the teams starting to move up on the left-hand side of the road. Overall race leader, third in line. UAE Team Emirates are looking like they're in control at the moment. Doman Novak just one in front. He's going to swap this around a little bit just to put Vermeersch in front of him, and then locking it out behind. Nicely organised, nicely judged. They're still there, you know, in case you'd forgotten. The breakaway still clear of the field, inside 6 to go.
They've done a good job, haven't they? You know, they said at the start of the day that they would have, you know, 20 seconds with 5Ks to go. You know, they would take that all day long. So, you know, they've conserved their energy. They're pushing on. Don't think they're going to stay away with 20 seconds, because this group behind are starting to come, and they're not flying yet. They haven't, you know, the big sprinters teams are holding back. You can see Lido Trek with the yellow Lido sign in their back. They're kind of holding back as much as possible. It's too early to go. It's 5.5 kilometres. You'll start to see the big lead-out trains coming up, especially with about 3 to go.
Just saw Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe moving up on the outside. Looked like Ryan Mullen starting to get into position to try and put Danny Van Poppel and Sam Welsford where they need to be, as close to the front as possible. A couple of Movistar riders starting to move up. Wonder if Chimolai fancies going sprinting today. They also have GC riders to protect, and the up the middle as well offers an opportunity. The Intermarché Wanty squad. Gerben Tyson is handily placed. Can he manage better than the 10th place that he recorded a couple of days ago? The breakaway group as one have managed to make this all the way to 5k to go. Maximum lead today of just a smidgen over 3 minutes. For much of the day it's been less than 2 minutes, but they've judged this one very nicely indeed, and they're working well together. Oh, looks like just as you say it, they're down to 2.
Yeah, it's Tarossi. Tarossi decided to go. The other 2 have decided, right, that's their job done, and Tarossi has decided he wants to attack. And you know, we just love him. He just never, ever gives up.
Psychologically incapable of giving up, isn't he? It's great to see. And Samudio's going to go with them as well. They've spent much of the week in racing against each other and in cohort as well, and it looks as if Samudio will get to do a long turn here, as long as he needs to do, and he won't be found wanting. Grimacing, gritting his teeth. Well, let's focus on what's happening as the UAE Team Emirates squad on the left-hand side of picture, just to their immediate right-hand side. The Picnic Post NL team looking in fine fettle, as they've got Fabio Jakobsen and indeed Oscar Onley nestling in the group. 4k to go. And
why is he not riding? Just give him a turn. You know what I mean? It's the last chance. They're not going to stay away, but just give him a turn. The sprints have gone. Forget about that. Just give him a turn. I just think Samudio is maybe in his last legs, but even Tarossi's in his last legs. Just give him a turn.
You might as well ride through and just give him a moment to half semi-recover. A little bit of move up the inside, a little tap on the back from Luke Durbridge as he tries to make sure the team Jaco Alula can try and present something today. We hear it's for Valscheid. We'll see if that's the way it works out. And Samudio does...
He's listening. He's listening. He's giving a turn. He just take that a little bit of a moment. But this is what we're talking about. Look across the road. Look at all the colour order. We've got 3 lanes. You don't want to be going flat out at the moment. 3.5 kilometres to go. You really want to start kind of really dialing into it. Visma Lease bike on the left-hand side in the yellow. They were at the back, now they're at the front. It's such a small peloton. From back to front, it's such a small peloton, but wide-wise, it's as much as depth.
Well, Mezgec was actually last rider in line for the team Jaco Alula's there, so watch out. They may be switching their options. They have a couple of potential sprinters today, and it's sweeping and changing left and right hand side of the road. Intermarché squad trying to move up. The UAE Team Emirates squad trying to control as well. Tudor Pro Cycling on the right hand side of your picture in the background. But their man Arvid Decline hoping that he can produce the sort of alchemy that got him to 2nd place in his equivalent stage 12 months ago.
Yeah, you can see already some of the teams getting kind of mixed up. It's not a washing machine at the front, but 2 distincts, 1 left, 1 right. You know, just stay where you are. Some riders kind of chopping over, you can see, but not everything perfect at the moment. But for the moment anyway, you can see Jasper Philipsen and Alpecin de Koning in the left-hand side. He's got his train dialed in here with 2.6 to go.
Break is back, inside 3 to go. Make that 2.5, which is the faster side of the road at the moment. Big investment from the Visma Lease bike squad. They're drawing riders clear. Jaco Alula have backed this side of the road as well. Will we see a bit of a panic as they sweep across, and Alpecin de Koning want to try and tag on the back of some of those lead-out trains and muscle their way in, and they crowd around the top of the Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe train, so that could be bad news for Sam Welsford and friends. This is the big moment coming up. The right-hander in the distance, that is the major appointment for several of the riders in here. 2 to go, and at the moment it's all looking cool, calm and collected and pretty good for the Picnic Post NL squad. Astana have representation at the front as well.
Picnic Post NL looking good here. This is this little bit pinch point where it kind of narrows down a little bit, and everybody through there safely for the moment anyway. But Yeah, we open out and we have got another right-hand turn, and which is another pinch point. Starting, as we say, the technical nature, starting to thin things out. Picnic post NL at the front, but a lot of riders out of sorts for the moment anyway.
That's good news for those teams that have managed to command a position at the front. They've got several riders in here. Picnic post NL looking very good indeed, as Fabio Jakobsen is just tracking on the coattails of his riders. Jonathan Milan in green behind those two Lidl Trek riders on the left-hand side of your picture. 2 stage wins already this week. Can he improve upon that? Intermarché Wanty trying to move riders up, and Tim Merlier, the European road race champion, has picked up onto the green jersey of Jonathan Milan. He's welded to the back wheel. Will he be able to hold it? There's elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. Kogan in the middle of that as well. We're going to head under the kite as Decathlon AG Tour try and launch this one and stretch it thin, but will they be able to come up with this one? Ejeko Alula moving up on the left-hand side. Is it for Mezgets? I think he may be on lead-out duty for Walscheid. And who is coming with the late run? Is the European road race champion still saying tracked to the back wheel of Jonathan Milan down in the outside of the top 20? Will they be able to find a way through? The lead-out's starting to drop away, and it looks good for Tudor Pro Cycling, and they're bumping and boring. Everybody trying to find the right position and the right time this one to absolute perfection. Who's going to be able to launch? Is Jonathan Milan coming from too far back? Looking good for Arvid de Klein. He's got one lead-out, Zilliard to launch and to drop him off. Looking pretty good as well, coming from behind with a late run. Jasper Philipsen is there. Here comes Merlier with a big late, and it's Merlier that's got this one. No one's going to stop Merlier. Well, can he manage to hang on? Jonathan Milan with a late run, but Merlier looks like he's got it in hand. He's going to get it to the line. 3 years in a row, 2 days in succession. Tim Merlier takes the victory in the UAE Tour, and that is a stunning piece of sprinting, and beautiful, artful sprinting as well. How he managed to thread the eye of the needle, take himself off the wheel of the man that's taken 2 stage victories this week, and take the win by knowing exactly when to go and how fast he could go when he went. And Tim Merlier gets the victory 2 days in a row.
He's the absolute master at that stage. Where did he come from? Him and Jonathan Milan were boxing, in about, 18th, 20th place. There was a crash in the run, and that's why we got riders being distanced, one of the Astana riders there, but what a finish that was. There's riders absolutely everywhere. Where the European champion came from, I do not know. I want to see the helicopter footage in the run in there, because I thought he was out of position, and they were going from left to right. Philipsen was pretty much in the best position, but all of a sudden, like a catapult, bang, he went past, won the stage, 3rd time in a row. Unbelievable.
He was right on the wheel of Jonathan Milan. Looked like he was 1000% focused on that one. Maybe realised that Milan was going to come from too far back and wasn't going to get there. How did he find a way through? We're going to have to have a look at that one again. Perfect position, launched first, and well, he had several bike lengths clear.
Look at him coming right down the right-hand side here. Unbelievable. It's like he was catapulted forward, caught everybody up. Everybody was waiting to see the finish. This is about 150 metres to go. Unbelievable. Even Jonathan Milan was even behind him. He gets 3rd in the stage. Jasper Philipsen holds on, but that's an incredible sprint for Merlier.
Look at how much daylight he has to the rest. He was on a different postcode by the time he got to the finish line. Well, that was remarkable stuff from Tim Merlier. Beautiful timing, had the endurance and the speed to sustain it all the way to the line.
Tim, you're always happy to win. Are you happy with the way you won today?
I prefer to be a bit more safe. I was in the wash machine, like we say, and I found a gap 300 to go, and then I tried to surprise the others. But with the headwind was a really long effort, so I'm suffering.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's stage winner from Soudal Quickstep, Tim Merlier.
Tim Merlier.
No change overall, still 21 seconds advantage over Josh Tarling. Ivan Romeo sitting in 3rd place now. Then Fisher Black, Vine, Ciccone, Bilbao, Van Eetveld, if they brought their climbing legs this week. Harold Tejada's had a good week for
We're
the
ready now.
squad.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the leader of the UAE Tour with 1 stage remaining from UAE Team Emirates XRG, Tadej Pogacar.
confirmation of that 9-point lead going into the final stage, a climbing stage, so should be done and dusted for Jonathan Milan ahead of Tim Merlier. Italian
Leader
Jonathan
of the
Milan.
points classification from Lidl Trek, Jonathan Milan.
There's the situation. Ivan Romeo lurking at 6 seconds. He has hopes of final podium glory and maybe a jersey to go with it. Will it be white? Will it be red? Finn Fisher-Black is thereabouts as well. Van Eytveld, Oscar Onley, Georg Steinhauser.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best young rider
blossoming.
riding for Ineos Grenadiers, Josh Tarling.
Distributed. A 15-point lead is significant, and surely he's got enough in hand over Manuele Tarozzi.
Sprint with 1 stage to go. Riding for Solution Tech, Vini Fantini, Georgi Juric.